Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, and welcome to our first World Card Making Day video. We're going to be making this easy, crisp, clean Christmas card that can also be a gift card holder that has a little pocket. So let's get started. I'm using a piece of the Cherry Cobbler 12 by 12 cardstock, and I cut it into 3 equal pieces. I've already used one piece here to make this first sample, and I cut it at 4 inches all the way down. So I have a 4 by 12 piece of Cherry Cobbler cardstock, and we're going to do just some scoring on the Simply Scored scoring tool, and I'm going to score at 5 1/2 and 11. Okay, let's move this tool out of the way, and I'm going to do some folding and burnishing with my bone folder here, and then we'll use a little bit of adhesive or tear-in tape to keep this little flap folded up. So I'm just going to take a piece here and tear it. So easy. Love that. And then let's go ahead and pull this off, and then this part will be basically ready to go. And you can put a gift card holder, a gift card in it, in the little pocket, or even some cash. Okay? All right. So now we have a standard size card. It's a little bit more narrow than the standard card, but I cut it at 4 so I could get 3 cards out of that one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. Okay, so now let's move right along. I have some of the Be Merry Designer Series paper, and it is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 so that I have a small border of Cherry Cobbler at the top and the bottom. So let's use a little bit of Snell adhesive. And this paper doesn't have any directionality on the front. Well, yeah, it does. I say it doesn't, but see, the bells are like all going up there. These other little ornaments are upside down, so I want those bells to be right side up, so I'm going to put it on this way. But make sure you make note of that when you're applying your Designer Series paper, even if it's a scattered pattern like that. Okay, so now I have a strip of that reverse side in this garden green, and I'm going to apply that just right here, going across for a fun contrasting border. Just kind of sets it off, and it's going to set off our ribbon treatment and the sentiment too as well. Okay, there we go with that. Now I'm going to take some of this double stitched Cherry Cobbler ribbon, and I'm going to make a loopy bow, and I'm just going to do 2 loops on each side. You can make it smaller if you want, but I'm doing this one as if I was going to give this particular card as a gift and not necessarily going through the mail. So we cut that off like that, and then I like to take some twine, or in this case I've got some of our linen thread, and I'm going to make sure I have enough where I can just tie a knot and it'll be good to go. So let's tie around like this, bring it through, and of course I'm butterfingers here, but we'll get it. Okay, and then I tie it in a knot. If you want to tie a bow, you could leave yourself enough room to do that. I think we have enough loopies with the ribbon itself, so I'm just going to trim this off a bit. Just like that, and then you can kind of play with your loops there. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the card, and it's more toward the right, justified, okay, a little bit more toward the right, but I don't want it extending beyond the card. So I'm going to take some of our glue dots, and I'm going to be pretty generous with them. I think 2 will do the trick, but for good measure, let's add another one. Okay, so here we go. Spread this out a little bit and just adhere it down just like that. All right, now let's do some stamping, shall we? All right, now I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, just a scrap piece, and we are using this Labels to Love set that is in the holiday catalog. It coordinates with the everyday label punch, but you can use other punches with it as well, but it's geared especially for that. It was designed for that, I should say. And I am going to take this outline, which is the shape of the punch, and some garden green ink. And you can see I've been stamping. I've got my ink all over my hands. And I don't want to get too excited here. I want to make sure I don't have any ink around the edges or in that center. I tapped a little bit harder than I should have. My ink pads really need some re-inking, and I don't have those here with me, so I was being kind of a little bit too aggressive there with my inking of my stamp. Okay, let's give this a try. I'm just going to stamp it in the center here. Pull it up just right. Let's close this. And now I'm taking this Happy Christmas to You and Yours, and I am using my markers. You could choose to do a solid color, like since I did the little outline, the border in garden green, you could do the entire stamp in cherry cobbler. But since I have these markers, I'm just going to color the happy with the side of my brush tip. Just like that. Try not to get any extra ink. You can see why I have ink all over my fingers. I'm always rubbing the stamp and trying to get off the excess. Okay, and I see a little bit on the edge there that I want to clean off. So let me try this. My lovely little, I call it my artist rag because it's just got all kinds of colors of ink on it. All right, so now I have that done, and then I'm going to blow on it, and that re-moistens the ink, and then I'm just going to center that, press down, and we're going to hope, yay, just right. Okay, so now I have this piece of Post-it here to hold this while I punch it. And if you had a larger strip of cardstock, you would have plenty of room, but I didn't want to be fumbling around with it, so I've got the Post-it to hang on to. That's just a little trick of the trade. Punch. And there we have that, and we can let that dry a little bit. And then I have another piece of that Be Merry paper in the cherry cobbler, and I'm going to use the punch. And this, I've done this most every time I've used this punch. I'm going to take it and cut it in half and make a little accent piece behind the Whisper White cardstock. So let's do that, and then line it up, and I'm going to just have just a border there, okay, on one side. Do it again on this side, and no one will ever see this back side, so you'll be good to go. But it just adds a pop of more color. Okay. All right. Now let's see. Let's get our card here. Just like this. And I'm just going to line that up just like there, and that'll be a great Christmas card. Or this one could be a gift, in fact, if you were given a gift card. And if you sent one like this through the mail, it may take a little extra postage because of this dimensionality of this. That's not even a word, I know. But anyway, okay, so just decide what you're going to do, and I'm going to show you an alternate way in just a minute. But on the inside, I have another piece of this designer paper, and it's cut 4x4, and I just wanted to add this color to the inside of the card. And then what I'll do before I give it to someone is I will take a strip of Very Vanilla and put it across here, okay, and where I can write the message on it, or I could even use the to and from this stamp set. This is a great stamp set. It has for different holidays and celebrations. You can see used throughout the year. And so there is that card or gift card holder. And now let me show you another version of the card that I think would be great for Thanksgiving. Totally different color scheme, okay, but you can see it's the same basic layout. I've used a piece of designer paper here. This one is different though because I only cut it 4x11. It doesn't have the pocket on the bottom here, so it's just a greeting card, all right? And did the same dimensions here, 4x5 1/4. I took a 1-inch strip here, but I decided to set it off a bit with some more pumpkin pie behind that. These beautiful pumpkins are cut from the Painted Autumn Designer Series paper. And here is this Give Thanks that's in this same stamp set. And I colored it with my markers Pool Party and Pumpkin Pie. I have some Pool Party shimmer ribbon and these beautiful wooden, I believe that's Touches of Nature accent there for a Thanksgiving card or a fall card. Okay, I hope you'll give that a try. If you have any questions, let me know. Happy World Card Making Day.